Dr. Jeff King is here in Studio H with us for the King Clinic, and he told us our topic today is snapping hip. Snapping hip.
Snapping hip.
Which is a new topic for me. I don't know what that is.
Well, it's a diagnosis that only exists in the minds of researchers.
Oh.
The term, that's why you haven't heard of it. But a snapping hip syndrome is a problem that occurs pretty frequently either in the maturing population or runners, people that are athletes that are doing a lot of jigging, jagging like tennis players. Runners, number one. And the symptoms mostly are a hip that snaps, is quite painful, especially going up and down steps.
You actually hear it snapping.
You can feel it.
Or feel it. Like it's clicking against something.
Yeah, it feels like a catch. And this is something that really affects the maturing population because, number one, joint replacement is hip replacement. That's a big one.
Yep.
About 50 grand, and it lasts about 10 years, you got to do it again.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's painful.
Yeah, it's a big deal,
Yeah.
and it's easily avoidable.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Because you know that
treated.
Tons of people are having them.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you know it if you've got it. Every time you go up and down the steps, it's painful. It makes a weird clunk sound. And if it's not painful, it will be. There's no doubt about it.
And why is that? Because it's bone against bone?
It's starting to. That long femur bone of your thigh is getting jammed up in its socket. Now, most oftentimes, that's a result of very tight muscles along the side of your thigh. The side of your thigh, you see. Now, in a runner or someone that's doing a lot of lateral movement, like baseball players, tennis players, soccer players, that thing's going to get so tight, and it's impossible to stretch. You know, here in the West, we have difficulty stretching anyways. Nobody wants to stretch. We're stiff as sticks most of the time. So you'll know it if you've got it. And you know, the old adage is, good teeth don't hurt. That means nothing should hurt in your body. You know, 100% function means health. All right, not the absence of pain. So everything should be working properly. It shouldn't hurt. It should be golden. You have some pain, then you know that something's occurring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps on. You got to take care of it.
So is this snapping hip thing is something that happens over time? Like for those people who are getting a little older, it's just constant wear and gravity pulling down on their body and that.
But we never say the O word in the clinic. Maturing.
Yes, maturing. Okay. I say mature. You say mature. That's right. Let's call the whole thing off.
Exactly. But the idea is to do that gracefully. Enter our golden years gracefully instead of...
So is this something that would be a maintenance type, maintenance adjustments to prevent this from occurring, or are you actually, can you treat it after it's happening?
Oh, both. But by and large, there's no adjusting really that occurs in the hip. We increase ranges of motion, and we stretch those tight muscles that are really tight, forcefully, I might add. Not painfully so, but it's more than just, you know, hiking your leg up on the table and bending over. We do it mechanically with our hands. Make
and
those
you have
tissues
to shift
lengthen.
Things around, right?
Yeah.
And that's out of necessity that you have to give it that kind of force. Huh?
Right.
So at what point, you know, I have one of my best friends in the world is 75 years old, and she has had shoulder, hip, everything going on, and she's dreading her next surgery. And therefore she's not moving, she's gaining weight, which is putting more pressure on it. But at what point should she have started to seek chiropractic care or something I mean, how would she know that this is going on to start to get help?
Good question. Well, symptoms are first. Pain is our friend. I mean this. Pain is an indicator that something has gone awry.
Right, to go.
And it must not be ignored. Now, I have never ever seen a case of a human being that has taken on all those surgeries and not had problems prior.
Absolutely.
And usually for years. First indication is pain. Pain that does not go away. It continues, that worsens. You need to get on the bus and get it checked out by a competent chiropractor or osteopath or somebody. Okay, it's not something that can be exercised out. I hear that one a lot. Well, I'll just stretch more. Well, I'll just exercise someday.
Yeah, right.
The sweet by and by.
Yeah, right.
So, it's easily treated. 1 to 10 visits, it's over with.
What about for the mature woman who has osteoarthritis? So her bones are a little more fragile.
It can be done
but you have
gently.
To, okay, but
Takes
you're
more
saying
time.
it's more aggressive in terms of moving the muscles around, but it's still something that can be done.
It can be done, given it's not bone on bone. You know, at the clinic there, we only accept cases I know 100% of the time I can get results with. And I mean almost total resolution, if not total resolution.
Will you refer elsewhere if you're
Absolutely.
not, and you know where to refer? You have a group of...
Yeah, we have a group of surgeons, physical therapists, whatever is necessary. But once that joint is bone on bone, that's it. There's no tissue to work with.
Why does hip replacement only work for 10 years? Because it wears down in 10 years? They can't make something that'll out of titanium or something that's going to last for...
I guess that's, but that would be a heavy
Oh,
cost.
yeah, I guess so.
And heavy cost, but a heavy hit.
You'd be allergic to the side.
Oh, the technology just, you know, it's good. It's not great. I mean, it's not perfect. God did it perfect the first time, and if you ruin it, well...
Well, that's a good point.
You know, and I think what...
Gosh, I feel guilty.
what I hear all the time with Dr. King is preventive care, preventive care, preventive care. And I think what I heard today, too, is, you know, I come from a German background, and we're martyrs. You know, we tend to be, it's like, that pain's not a bad thing. Plus, we like pain a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
learn
really,
to live
we do.
with it. How many times
learn
do
to
you
live
get that?
with
Learn
it.
to
And
live
it's like,
with
yeah,
it.
oh, yeah, right, from your parents, your grandparents. It's like, oh... So really, pain is an indicator, and you shouldn't be shy. I'm saying this to reinforce it to myself
no
as
doubt
well.
about it. Sure.
When I have pain, or you think, oh, he's going to think, or she's going to think I'm a hypochondriac, I'm not going to see my doctor, but it's probably a smart thing to do.
Sure. Yeah. You know, an ounce of prevention beats a pound of cure.
Absolutely.
Every time.
All right, snapping hip.
Snapping hip.
So if people have questions about that or would like to set up a consultation, how do they get a hold of you?
Well, the easiest way, if you just have a question, is to email me. I'll respond to you within 24 hours.
Have people been emailing you? Do they do that? Do they email questions to you?
Sure, sure.
All right.
Within 24 hours. You got to give me a day. I have an infant at home. So the address is kingclinic@aol.com. And if you have some symptoms that you want to talk about, you can call the clinic at 641-0644.
And you will do a free consultation, or at least meet with them initially?
Sure. My words are free. My services are not.
Okay. It's easy to remember.
And
Very
your words
good.
are wise, right, Karen?
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for coming in again, as always.
Thank you. Thank you.